If you're interested in visiting Sandals Royal Bahamian Resort, well, you are definitely in the right place. Hey there and welcome to this channel, or perhaps even welcome back to this channel, Mr TraveLux. I'm Madison, founder and CEO of Reliant Destinations and MyCaribbeanLuxury.com, and I'm so glad you're taking a moment today to stop by this video as we have an insider look at top 10 things that I think you should know about Sandals Royal Bahamian. At Reliant Destinations, we offer complimentary concierge agent services, helping you plan really everything that you need to when it comes to your trip for Sandals Beaches Resorts. Our services are complimentary, and we want to make sure that you always have the very best value, the best service, and someone to be with you each step of the way with tips and tricks and everything that you need to know to make sure that your trip brings memories to last a lifetime. If my team and I can be of any assistance to you, please do reach out. hello@ReliantDestinations.com. Again, that's hello@ReliantDestinations.com. We would love to make sure that you are in the very best of hands. If you're watching on a smart device, you also can, of course, scan this QR code here. As we dive into this video, also do make sure to have a peek in that description below. There's so much information that you definitely don't want to miss. There's also things, for example, like a brand new personality questionnaire, a quiz which I've recently put together to help you discover which Sandals property best matches with your own vacation style. So definitely make sure to check that out. But for now, let's jump straight into this video, the top 10 things that you should know about Sandals Royal Bahamian. Let's go. Kicking us off at number 1. Well, Sandals Royal Bahamian has had a lot of different refurbishments in the past few years. Now, this is a good thing, and I'll tell you why. So, when you have a really good brand is constantly recognizing what they can do to improve. So if you see a brand that's not changing things, well, that means they're probably a bit complacent. Brands like that get left behind, and we see that happen all the time in this industry. For Sandals Royal Bahamian, it started off as a passion project renovation by the late founder of Sandals, Gordon Butch Stewart. After his passing, his son, who is now the chairman of Sandals Resorts International, Adam Stewart, took it to a whole new level, putting in extra time and extra dedication and finances into the refurbishment. Even after this resort was relaunched, we've seen recently, even actually at the time of this video filming, some additional small refurbishments being had, areas which have been recognized to say, you know what, we can do a little bit better in these areas. When you have a property and a brand that is obsessed with making sure that the experience is truly phenomenal for the guests, that's a place you want to go. And that's the experience that has been at Sandals Royal Bahamian. Guest satisfaction ratings have been through the roof since the refurbishments, but there have been some suggestions, and now these suggestions are coming to fruition, which is just bringing this experience above and beyond. In our discussion about renovations, this takes us on to number 2, talking about our global gourmet dining options. So there are 10 different amazing places to eat at Sandals Royal Bahamian, and I have to say that I personally am a really big fan after these renovations. After these renovations, we've seen a lot of the dining refined, and we've seen brand new restaurants brought in. My personal 2 favorites. So first of all, we have La Plume. So this is a gorgeous French restaurant with some of the best food I've ever eaten, honestly. When it comes to French specialties like French onion soup, escargot, foie gras, so on and so forth, these things are truly spectacular at La Plume. And the ambiance, it's romantic, it's wonderful. And the windows in particular, if you happen to get a window seat, these curved windows on the side of the restaurant overlooking the pool, well, it's truly romantic, and it is a restaurant that really takes things to the next level for this resort. Next is Butch's Island Chop House. If you are familiar with Sandals, you'll know that there is the Butch's Chop House concept at multiple of the Sandals resorts. So, for example, somewhere like Sandals Montego Bay, we have Butch's Chop House. At Sandals Barbados, Sandals Royal Barbados, we have 2 different things. We have Butch's Chop House and we have Butch's Steak and Seafood, which is a chop house that specializes a little bit more on the seafood side of things. other places like Sandals Grenada, and the list goes on. But at Sandals Royal Bahamian, you have Butch's Island Chop House. So this takes things to a little bit different angle than we've seen previously. The menu itself is exemplary. For example, think filet mignon lobster tail, think truffle fries, think Parmesan mac and cheese, so on. So you get the idea. The menu is truly superb, but the ambiance makes it a little bit more of the island's flair. So it's a little bit lighter, a little bit more airy, a little bit more island color, some more blues, some more of the Caribbean tones. This is what we find here at this modern but open, spacious restaurant that we have at Butch's Island Chop House. And there's a gorgeous bar that sits just right in front of it as well, which is a major social point for the resort. It's a great place to grab a drink before or after dinner, or somewhere to have conversation late into the evening. There are other innovative dining concepts at this resort as well. If you like over-the-water dining, you will find Gordon's on the Pier restaurant. So this is on a boardwalk that goes over the ocean. You can sit at the very end of it, looking out and having a really nice dinner with the ocean breeze, listening to the lapping waves. And that's a really relaxing, ultimate Caribbean experience that you can have there in the Bahamas at Sandals Royal Bahamian. At number 3, well, we can't quite yet get off the topic of food because I want to talk about food trucks. We only see these at a few of the different resorts right now, and I have to say that the food trucks are an absolute hit. We have 2 food trucks at Sandals Royal Bahamian. We have Coco Queen and we have Sweets and Tings. Coco Queen is local Bahamian fusion dining, and my personal favorite thing there are fried conch fritters. There are a lot of local specialties that you can try out of this food truck, so make sure to have a stop there, even if it's just for a quick bite to sample some Bahamian cuisine and also some of the Caribbean fusion. On Sweets and Tings, well, I think the name says all, and there you can find a selection of wonderful sweet things to taste. Pastries, drinks, and really anything you could want, you'll find there at that food truck. At number 4, I would love to mention that Sandals Royal Bahamian for this last year, that actually had for our guests that we sent the highest satisfaction rates when it came to, what is it? Yes, excursions. And I personally think that is because in the Bahamas, you have a little bit different type of excursions to normal. If you want to go on an excursion that has iguanas on an island, or wild pigs. Yes, there's even a wild pig cruise experience that you can have. So both people staying at Sandals Royal Bahamian and also over across the Bahamas in the Exubas at Sandals Emerald Bay. Both of those have options to have a swimming with the pigs experience, which I have to say is truly a hit and one of the top excursions when it comes to any Sandals resort. Another popular excursion is the Nassau Evening Sunset Catamaran Cruise. So I would say that Sandals Resorts has a partnership with Island Roots Adventures. So Island Roots, being the official excursion and adventure partner of Sandals, is actually integrated into the Sandals platform. So what this means is once we've done a room hold for you, and yes, by the way, we can do free room holds, any room or suite at Sandals Royal Bahamian. We can hold off for several days for you, giving you the chance to make up your mind with no pressure. Okay, so just know that's an option. But at Sandals Royal Bahamian or any Sandals resort, once you have a room that is booked and a confirmation number, when you are a client of Reliant Destinations, you get access to an exclusive client information hub. And on that hub, there is a link which takes you to an excursions portal where you can pre-book a wide number of selections. So whether you want to take a cruise in the evening for sunset, an adventure cruise in the daytime, you want to go see these pigs, have the swimming with the pigs experience, or you want to have other adventures on the island itself, you can actually book those before you go and have it packaged inside of your Sandals package, making everything nicely streamed together and not having to go and pull all the loose threads together or people not knowing what you're talking about once you're in resort. A lot of these things are very popular and they book out in advance as well, so pre-booking gives you the chance to make sure that you're not missing out. Number 5 is a bit of a cultural and historical relic that I like to mention. So there is an area of the resort called the Balmoral Club, and this is a preserved area which actually gives a nod back to the 1940s. In the 1940s, this area of the island, this was what I would call the epicenter of high-class Bahamian society there on the island. In fact, the Duke and Duchess of Windsor were frequent guests on this Balmoral Club area property. Of course, Sandals didn't exist at the time, but this was way before this, where this was the social area, the absolute place to hang out if you were someone on the island in the Bahamas. In fact, some history for you. So King Edward VIII of England, actually he abdicated because he wanted to marry the woman he loved, and because she had previously been divorced, it wasn't permitted at that time in monarchy. So what actually happened is he abdicated, and he was actually sent as the governor of the Bahamas, where he was sent away to make sure it didn't cause trouble and to give him a different role. So that is somewhere that has a lot of history, where there have been a lot of different royals that have passed through this area in the Balmoral Club. If we're going back over to the 1940s and beyond when it comes to the Bahamas. Number 6, we're sticking with our royal theme here. We're talking about British high tea. If you are someone that loves this afternoon tea experience, you can partake of this at Sandals Royal Bahamian. It's one of only 3 properties which does have this offering. Also, Sandals Royal Caribbean has this. That's just actually across the road from our Reliant Destinations office in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And also down the road in Ocho Rios area, you're going to also have at Sandals Royal Plantation this experience as well. So knowing that the monarchy and the royal life had a lot of impact on this part of Nassau in the Bahamas, this tradition is kept alive with the British afternoon high tea happening every single day, and happening, yes, right there by the Balmoral Club. Number 7 is a fun fact. So if you're staying in one of the top tier butler suites, so not all butler suites, but it's about the top half of the butler suites at Sandals Royal Bahamian, you get some very unique amenities. First, you get private transfers, and not just private transfers, but Rolls-Royce private transfers. Better yet, during your stay, you get access to a private Mini Cooper, which as long as you have a valid driver's license, you can drive this around the island and go exploring. So these amenities offer the opportunity to really take up the luxury experience and to also customize and personalize your stay to the highest degree. Number 8 is a new area that came to this resort whenever the big refurbishments happened. And this is an area called the Coconut Grove. The Coconut Grove is in the center of the resort and is where the life happens. Evening entertainment, we can have beach parties there, we'll see singers, we'll see karaoke, game shows, and so much more that all happen there at Coconut Grove. Also, these food trucks I mentioned earlier, they're just right there behind that. So if there is some midday entertainment happening at Coconut Grove, what better way than to grab some local grub from the food truck and bring it there to your seating, or even with the Coconut Grove bar, which has some amazing swinging hammocks right there. So there's a lot of different areas to relax and enjoy your stay. Number 9, this is one of the only Sandals resorts with a private island. There is a private island called Barefoot Cay. And this private island, it does have a transfer. Yes, a boat transfer that goes back and forth between the main island and this private island. You even have some amazing dining there on this private island, including something called the Auralia Offshore Grill. So there you can have fresh grill options there on the private island while relaxing. There are hammocks, there are hidden areas, there are beach chairs, loungers, covered areas. There are a lot of different ways to relax on this private island. And of course, you can catch that shuttle back and forth anytime you wish during the daylight hours. Closing off at number 10, we're going to talk about the Red Lane Spa. Every Sandals resort does have this Red Lane Spa experience, and it's truly an awesome experience. It's a great way to relax. In fact, I always recommend, if you are having a really romantic vacation or that's your goal, definitely try what I call the Sense of Love Couples Massage. It's a great relaxing opportunity, and it's pre-bookable just like the excursions we talked about earlier, and can be booked inside of your package. Something that's unique about Red Lane Spa at Sandals Royal Bahamian. There are multiple areas to actually have this experience. So there are 2 Red Lane Spa areas on the mainland itself. But beyond that, over on the private island as well, you have offshore massages. So you can't actually book one of these massages. It does come at a slight premium, but not too much. You can book those over on the private island and have them in a secluded area with that ocean fresh air. So it's a great experience if you want to have something different to the traditional spa experience and something to remind you about how gorgeous of an island you're truly on. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There are top 10 things I think you should know about Sandals Royal Bahamian. Now, I would love to help unwind and help you navigate through any of this that I can. So if you have any questions at all, please reach out. hello@reliantdestinations.com. hello@reliantdestinations.com. We can make sure that you have the very best value, the best service, and someone to guide you each step of the way to answer any questions you have and make sure that the experience is personalized to you. So if you're thinking to book, or if you just booked and want us to have a look and make sure you got the best value, always you can reach out. Thank you very much for taking time to stop by this video. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe. And I do hope to see you back on this channel and perhaps even in resort sometime. Take care.